Now, as I mentioned to you in your first lecture, nearly 50% of total revenue of the hotel is contributed through room sale. Okay, 50%. In fact, more than that, the hotel revenue is coming from your rooms. Room, if you see the operation or if you see a product wise, room to prepare a guest room. Okay, I don't have to take much efforts. I don't have to incur much cost. Okay, so what? Suppose I have to just to clean my room for the next client. What I do is I'll clean a room. I'll require a cleaning agents and equipment. I'll require one labor, one person to clean that room. I will require fresh linen, and I will require soap shampoo that we give complimentary to your guest, bath towels that has been given to your guest. Okay, so this is the only thing which I incur a cost when I'm preparing a guest room for a next client. Okay, so what is happening because of this department or this revenue from this area is maximum and the cost is minimum. Okay, are you getting the what I'm trying to tell you? This department or room sales increases your revenue. It's a major chunk, it's a major contributor to your revenue, but it expenditure is minimum. It's very less. Means suppose my 100%, if I spend 100 rupees, is my total cost of a hotel. Okay, operating cost. Total operating cost of my hotel is 100 rupees, out of which 10 to 12 rupees is the cost of my department. Okay, of my uh, department. So I'm talking about my rooms. So I'm spending very minimum to prepare one guest, one room. Whereas suppose somebody eats burger, I have to prepare everything again for the next client. Okay. Whereas this is a it's a recyclable material, recyclable room. That's the reason I just have to clean the room and I can allot that room to the next person. So the first important, as a room, I am the maximum contributor for the revenue. Second, I am the minimum person, minimum operating cost is of my department. That's a room service department, room division department. Okay, room division department. So in your room division department, there are two sections. One is housekeeping and one is front office. Am I clear? So in your room division department, this department deals with selling of guest rooms. So in hotels. So this department has two sections. One is room, one is front office and one is housekeeping. Okay. Now, next point, a room sale occurs when a room is leased for occupation, for occupancy for 24 hours and at a predominant cost. This is what I mean. So it has a very minimum cost. This point I've already spoken to you. Rooms are highly perishable commodity. The life of one room is not more than, it's only 24 hours. Okay, in 24 hours, you have to sell that room to the next person. Otherwise, the room revenue is lost for that particular day. So, room not sold on a particular day loses its opportunity to earn revenue for that day. So, it's highly perishable product. Now, this is a feature of your guest room. Feature of your guest room or any guest. Okay, any guest who stays in a room. For him, what does a room means? Okay. Now, firstly, if I go in a particular hotel and if I stay in a guest room, what are the things which which matters me or which are more important for me? First important is the comfort. I should be comfortable staying in that room. Now, for example, the bed should be comfortable. I don't expect a luxury bed, but whatever the bed is, it should be really comfortable. Okay? It shouldn't be hard, it shouldn't be too soft, it shouldn't be too thin, it shouldn't be too thick. So it shouldn't be in height also, it should be the height not more than 36, so that I would be able to get in. Okay, I can sit in on it. Otherwise, it becomes difficult if the bed is very tall. So I must first check with the comfort level. If I'm sitting on the chair, if I'm using a washroom, okay, in the washroom, WC height, a bathtub height, sink height, this all thing means a lot. Not even the height, the size of it, how comfortable you are opening the tap, this all thing would fall into it. So comfort plays an important role. A person, if I'm any given person, it might be a big person who might be millionaire, or he might be a beggar. Sleep is important, okay? And for to have a comfort, sleep is very to have a comfortable sleep, bed plays an important role. So first point is the comfort. You have to be comfortable when you're sleeping or when you're using in daytime. Next is the security. Security over here, I should be secure from the other guest. My room number should be safe. I should be safe over there any given time. Anybody cannot just enter in my room. Okay? It's not about the security of me, but also the security of my valuables which I'm carrying with me. It do not only valuables, also the documents, the important file which I'm carrying, my laptop which is there, data which is available with me, that has to be secure, because somebody else is coming in my room and cleaning my room. So he might misuse it. He might just take some money. So that's the reason security plays in a guest room very, very important for me. I'm a lady traveler, so definitely I want somewhere secure. And in case anything happens, security a person should be there, or the staff should be cooperative. They should come and help me. Security does not only mean from robbery and all. Security also means from safety of the client. Suppose there is a terrorist attack, or there is a flood, or there is a tsunami, or there is a earthquake, or something that way. Or there is any disaster, natural disaster or a man-made disaster. Now, disasters are two types. Okay, man-made and natural. Man-made means what? Where man has created this, they have triggered it. Whereas natural disasters like flood, when you have a heavy rainfall, there might be flood. Then you might be right now the Uttarakhand, what it is facing. Okay, glaciers is melting, and the floods which is there. Okay, it's all debris also. Then this is what is known as a natural disaster. Okay, whereas the if you see, man-made disasters are terrorist attack, bomb escape, or there is something accident take place. There's an aeroplane crash or something that way. That's a man-made disaster. Okay, so in this situation, if you are at the hotel, so definitely I would also require security from rest of the things as well. Now, privacy plays an important role. That's a room, it's my bedroom, and I have to be feel secure when I am in my own space. Okay, so privacy, that plays an important role of see, few hotels, they have a atrium lobby. Atrium lobby, the same lobby that you have seen in our college. Okay, so all the floors is visible from the ground floor. Okay, so that is known as atrium lobby. Now just imagine in atrium lobby, if the guest rooms are facing to each other on the floor, okay, what is going to happen? I can see the other person's guest room. So I might be in one room and the other guest is staying other room. He could see what is happening in my room. So it disturbs my privacy. So I don't want anybody to do that. Also, the curtains, how the curtains are being laid in my guest room. Heavy curtain. If you observe well, if you put a thin curtain at night, if you switch on the lights, everything is visible from outside. So I really very conscious about it, about the privacy concern in my guest room. I want it sometime DND. DND, write down DND. DND means do not disturb. Do not disturb. DND means do not disturb. That means nobody should come ring bell at my door, or nobody should call me or knock the door. I want my privacy. I want to sleep. Most of the hotels, when they have a IT companies, when they have a tie-up, now most of the IT companies, they work midnight also, 24 hours they're working. So few people, they finish with the night shift and come early morning. They would take a breakfast and just sleep. When they sleep, they don't want anybody to disturb. Now for us, we start our work in morning shift, but for them, they want to sleep at that time. So they put a DND. They want the privacy to be maintained. They want to rest. So that has to be taken. Next important point is convenience. Convenience in the sense, in my guest room, if I want to have a hot water, so there should be a coffee maker in my room. So any given time, I can just heat the water, I'll get it. Okay? Convenience is that. So amenities and facility provided in a guest room will enhance my stay, will increase good memories, or will will give me a good experience staying in the room. So convenience plays an important role. Now convenience also for laundry, example. Somebody irons and give me, and he charges me for it. I would love for that service. So convenience plays your important role in my guest room. There are few things which I want somebody to help me out, or there are few things which are there to assist me, or there are few things which are there for me to utilize. So that is convenience for me. Okay. Okay, sorry. Second last is talks about cleanliness. Now, cleanliness, any hotel. Now, I don't know, students, how much you would cleaning. I have not conducted not even one practical, but I'm very, very particular about cleaning. Simple reason is any hotel, you have a huge infrastructure. You have a beautiful interior. You have a very good ambience. The sofas, the sofa set, the upholstered furniture, which has a fabric on it, a chair, a sofa, which has a fabric on it, it is known as a upholstery. Okay? So upholstered furniture, so you have everything there. But if it is not maintained, there's a tarnish on your brass article that makes your ambience, makes the guest feel very dull, and you really get to know the standard of that hotel. If there's a cobweb at the entrance, if railings are having dirt on it, when you touch, or when you are in the elevator, you can smell something, dirty odor. So what is going to happen is you are going to have a bad impression about it. If you have to really check the standard of any of the hotel, any of the building, you have to go and check with the toilets. How is the washroom of any 5-star hotel? Lobby, they'll keep it very neat. But do they have a cleanliness really maintained? So the public toilets, your washroom, you should visit and you'll get to know what type of service they're giving, or how much they are conscious about cleanliness. And that's the reason at home also your mom might be very particular about the washroom basic mannerism, and also she will make you clean that washroom if it is dirty. Okay, so that is where it's very, very, very important. Entrance of your house and washrooms, these plays a very important role. Okay, so cleanliness, of course, it has to come up to the standard, up to the level of your hotel, and it has to be really, really good. That's a main job. Hygiene. Hygiene plays some important. Now, the same towel as a person in a GRA, guest room attendant, if he cleans glasses which are kept in the guest room with a hand towel or with a bath towel, so there is no hygiene in the guest room. It has to have a separate towel, a separate sheet, a separate duster to clean it. So hygiene, it's not only the cleaning, but also how are you cleaning, with what are you cleaning. Okay, So you are supposed to, after cleaning toilets, you're supposed to wash your hand properly and then touch the other surface. Before you go, when you enter in the guest room, first thing you do the bed, complete the bed making, clean the guest room, and lastly go for a washroom cleaning. And once you're done with your washroom, you will clean your hand properly and then move to the next guest room. So this is basically a hygiene which has to be maintained in the housekeeping staff. Now students, we most of the time do cleaning front of the client, front of the guest. And if you misbehave or you do not follow the standard, if you don't follow the hygiene, the guest may object and the guest may also raise question, and it would be really bad impression about your hotel. So what we are doing plays an important role. Okay. Lastly, very important, home away from home. So housekeeping department is a department which creates home away from home. So they really make you feel so comfortable in your place, in your hotel, that you really feel you have come back to your home. You are not away from your home. So this is the responsibility of all the department, including housekeeping, front office, service, and food production, security, bellboy, everyone who comes in contact with your client will make sure they will create a home away from home. Okay. I hope it's clear to you. I'm audible, students. Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Let's go ahead with first one, single room. What do you mean by single room? I want you to note down somewhere, students, okay, simultaneously, because now in your next lecture, whenever we are going to have it, first thing I'm going to revise on whatever we have done, and then I'm going to go ahead. Okay. Single room. Single room is what? A room which has single facility, single bed. So only single bed. So this bed size could be 3 by 6. 3 feet by 6 feet. Okay. Now let me just listen carefully what I'm explaining to you. Can you see the cursor on my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Now if you can see this curtain, white color curtain, these curtains are known as glass curtain, or sheer curtain. SHEER, sheer curtain or a glass curtain. Usually, this curtain are laid in daytime. Usually, these curtains are laid in daytime, so there is a light pass through. Only the window frames are covered. Okay? But there is enough of light. If you can see, it can come in the guest room. The actual light is coming, which is more recommended. If you see the side one, brown color, these are known as a heavy curtains. And one thing, if you see the color scheme in this guest room, color scheme, okay, that would be at the higher level. But just to understand, color scheme means how many colors are used and which colors are used. So if you see, there's a brown color which is used all over. So this color scheme is known as a monochromatic color scheme. Monochromatic color scheme. Okay, which has the yellow color. It's like a mustard yellow color, which you can see everywhere. It is used on the curtain also, on the wallpaper as well, sideboard furniture as well. Also, if you can see this dust ruffle, if you can see that this dust ruffle, okay, the black color with a brown design on it, this is known as a dust ruffle. Now let me explain you the structure of your bed. Okay. Now this is dust ruffle, RUFFLE, dust ruffle, on which your mattress is resting. This is your mattress, white color, which is covered with a bed sheet. That's what is known as this is a bed sheet. This, if you can see, this is a footboard. Okay, and this is a headboard and footboard. Now if you see, it doesn't have a footboard, means they don't have a ply over here. Otherwise, if you see at home also, you might have a ply, small ply at the foot and small ply at the head. That is what is known as a headboard and footboard. Am I clear? Headboard and footboard. This is dust ruffle. The fabric which covers your bed from side is known as a dust ruffle. The fabric which covers the side of your bed is known as a dust ruffle. The bed base, on the ply on which a mattress rests is known as a bed base. Bed base on which your mattress rests. So the ply on which your mattress rests, the wooden part on which your mattress rests, horizontal, that is what is known as a bed base. Clear? Headboard, footboard, bed base, dust ruffle. So these are your parts of your bed. Now you may have a coaster below. Coasters, the wheel which makes the bed movable. Okay, this is your part of your bed. Now let me explain the linen part of it. Okay, linen, L-I-N-E-N, linen, L-I-N-E-N, linen. Now linen, what do you mean by that? Okay, the fabric which is used in hotel industry is known as a linen. The fabric which is used in hotel industry is known as a linen. So here the linen is bed sheets, you can see, blanket which is there inside, in two sheets is hidden. This is a decorative runner. Nowadays they don't have a bed cover. Otherwise they used to have a bed cover. Nowadays they don't have it, they just have a runner. So this is a decorative panel which is known as a runner. These are known as cushions or toss pillows. Toss pillow, T-O-S-S, toss pillow or cushions, which is not meant to sleep on. Okay, it is just to increase the decor. Now white bed sheets are there and brown color, chocolatey brown color toss pillows are this. Okay, so this is what is the size of a single bed, 3 by 6. Okay, and this room is known as a single room, meant for single occupant. Only one person can stay in it. Now, next is your double room. The double room, if you can see, they are one large bed. One large bed. Again, if you can see, there is a runner which very well goes with the decor. So red color, red color, red color. There were two colors here, golden and red color. So here also you see golden color is there. Here also curtain golden color. One chair is of the golden base color. Okay. This room is known as a double room. So the size of the bed could be 6 by 6. 6 by 6. 6 feet by 6 feet. This is a double room meant for double occupancy. So when there's a couple, you would be giving this room. Family, you would be giving this room. One large bed, double bed, one large bed. Okay, single room, one single bed. Double room, one large bed. Okay, next one is double room. Double room are usually these are given to the family. Okay, where you have two double bed. If you can see, there are two double bed. That is what's known as a double room. Two double bed, double room. Now, if you can see, there is a load, something the cylindrical. Cylindrical, can you see something cylindrical on the bed? That is what is known as a bloster. Bolster. Bolster. B-O-L-S-T-E-R. Bolster. Round cylindrical thing which is kept on the roof, on the bed, that's a bolster. Okay, this room is known as a twin room. Twin room has two separate single bed. Two single bed, okay? So that's what is known as a twin room. Two double bed, that's known as a double room. Okay? And if you see, it has a separate headboard. Okay, there's a separate headboard. This is the headboard. So this is known as a twin room. Two single bed with separate headboard is known as a twin room. This is known as an interconnecting room. Interconnecting room is what? Two rooms are connected with a common door. So that's what is known as an interconnecting room. Two doors with a common, two rooms with a common door is known as an interconnecting room. And if you can see here properly in a guest room, there's a small refrigerator kept under the TV. That is what is known as a mini bar. Mini bar. Okay? Mini bar is a small refrigerator kept in the room which has alcoholic, non-alcoholic beverage. It will have an ice tray, water, some snacks would be kept which has to be refrigerated, like chocolates and all would be kept inside. Okay, so this is a mini bar and this is usually chargeable. Most of the things are chargeable. Whichever is complimentary, they tag it. Okay, they put a tag saying that this is complimentary for you. This is a writing table, chair. Okay, and if you can see, there's a wall-to-wall carpet. Okay, wall-to-wall carpet. There's no small piece, but it's wall-to-wall. Means complete floor is covered with the carpet. Adjoining room, see, which has a common wall. So it's not an interconnecting room. Interconnecting will have a door. If it had a door in between, then it could be interconnecting. But this is adjoining. It is next to each other. So it has a common wall. That is known as an adjoining room. An adjacent room, which is not there. Adjacent room, which is on the same floor. Maybe opposite it could be. That is known as an adjacent room. This is Hollywood twin room. Hollywood twin room is what? Two single bed with a common headboard. Two single bed with a common headboard is known as a Hollywood twin room. So your twin room which has a common headboard which is known as a Hollywood twin room. Duplex. Duplex is usually in resort or villas where you have villas. Okay, this will have a two level, top level and the ground level. Okay, 2 floor it would be connected with the staircases. So here it is in a different, it has a bedroom here and living room on the top, or it may have a living room on the bottom on the first floor, and on the top floor it may have a bedroom. So usually this is connected with a staircase, internal staircase. Duplex. Okay. Cabana, it's a room near the swimming pool. Okay. And student, just excuse me for that. Okay. Cabana, picture is wrong. Okay. In this, the picture is wrong. Cabana is a room which is situated near swimming pool or water body, and it has a changing facility. Okay, it has a changing facility. That is what is known as a cabana, which is situated near swimming pool. Next is studio. Studio room. Now, studio room is what? Which has a sofa cum bed. So most of the time, what happens, daytime, this guest room could be utilized as a meeting room. Okay, this could be utilized for meeting room. So it is like a sofa. And at night, it has been pulled and it becomes a bed. So same room could be converted into a sofa cum bed. So your bed. Okay. So this is what is known as a studio room. Studio room means what? Just like a studio. Just remember studio. Studio is just like a. It changes the screen. It changes the scene. In studio also it happens. You show that sometimes you're sitting on the elephant, and then it is showed you're sitting on the boat. So there is a studio. There is a screen which has been created. So same way in this room also a screen is created. Daytime it shows as a living room, a parlor room, and at night you can convert that room into a bedroom. So you change the screen of this. Parlor room. Now, this is known as a parlor room. Parlor room does not have a sleeping arrangement. Okay, it has only sitting arrangement. You cannot use this room for the sleeping purpose. That's what is known as a parlor room. Lanai. Okay, this is a Hawaiian term. Lanai. This is a Hawaiian term for the open space. Okay, so this means then when you have from the room you can see a beautiful scenic view is there, garden is there, waterfall is there, or the water body is there. Okay, landscaping is there. That is what is known as a lanai. The room is known as a lanai. So usually resort would have such type of guest rooms. Lanai is a Hawaii term meant for veranda. Okay, Hawaiian term. Lanai is a Hawaiian term used for veranda. Means it has a room. With that, it may have a small space which may have a scenic beauty, like garden, water body, and landscape. Next is the efficiency room. Now, efficiency room is what? This room with a guest room, it will have a kitchen facility in it. Okay, so it has a kitchen facility. This type of room you will find in service apartment. I will go in detail, but just right now understand the guests who want to stay for 1 year, 2 years in your hotel. For them, if they want to cook food, that's the reason this facility is provided. So usually service apartment are those type of hotel which serve to long staying guests. That's the reason this efficiency room. Okay, hospitality room. Now, hospitality room means what? This is the room which has no bed. Okay, there is no bed. Here you can entertain your guests. Now, suppose I have got some visitor. I don't want to make him sit in my bedroom. Okay, so in a guest room, I just have one chair. I don't want them to sit on my bed. So if I have to entertain my guests, I will take them to this hospitality room where I could make them sit, I could talk, I could offer them some food, some snacks. Suite room. Suite room is a room which has a combination of more than one room. Okay, maybe 2 or 3 rooms. So this has a parlor room, that is a living room it will have. It will have a dining area, and it will have a bed, and it may have 1 or 2 bathroom attached. Okay, so these are known as a suite room. This type of suite rooms, each and every hotels has one, at least they have few rooms of suite rooms. Maybe after 100 rooms they might have 6 rooms. Okay, as a suite room. These are executive rooms. They charge more, and big families or VIPs prefer having this room. Now, king bedroom. Okay, now this is a different types of bed. So this is one bed where you have a king bed. The size of the king bed would be around 8 feet to 6 feet, 8 by 6 feet, or 8 by 8, sorry. Okay, the sizes may differ. Okay, queen bed. Okay, This is a smaller than king size bed, but larger than double size bed. Okay. Now understand, the huge one, 8 feet bed is king size, or maybe more than that, would be a king size. 7 feet bed, 7 by 6 feet bed would be a queen size bed. And next would be double bed, which is 6 by 6 foot, 6 by 6 foot. Okay, understand the size: 8, 7, 6. King, queen, and double. That's it. I have covered up different types of rooms, important rooms with you all today. And maybe in your next lecture, I will go more in detail about different types of bed. Different types of bed. In one of your lecture, I will explain you what are different types of bed. And also, when you come actually, I will explain you the functional area of the guest room and the amenities, how they have been placed. So it could be shared, the video would be shared with your classmate who are not able to make it. Okay. Let me just take your attendance.